Week 2 of the bench school. Day 1, we're going to learn how to take this bar out in the most efficient manner possible. All right, the takeout phase, a lot of people don't focus on that. We don't really spend a lot of time on how we take that bar out, but that is bridging the gap, guys. Taking this bar out, everything we did during that setup, we just went through a week learning about how to set up on the bench. All right, if we don't take this bar out correctly, all for naught. All right, you are getting nothing out of the setup. If you take this bar out incorrectly, get into your shoulders, you're flattened out. All right, you worked hard on this phase. Make sure we can maintain it. It's set in place. Takeout is smooth, and we are ready to blow that weight up. That's what's going to make you a good bench. You're focusing on the details of what the hell happens during this phase right here, the takeout portion. So that's what we're going to go over here. Day 1, week 2, we are moving on. All right, what we're going to do in the workout, continuing 3 count pause. I know you're sick of it from day 1. It probably beat you up. You were sore the next day. We're going to do it again. All right. Hopefully you're going to recover even quicker this time. Now you're used to it. We are going to up the weight. So I would like you to try to push weight that you did from week 1. Add a little bit to it. All right. RPE 8. So again, getting an intuitive feel for what we can handle in training. If you're not feeling good that day, perhaps that weight used for RPE 7 week 1 is now feeling heavy. Maybe that turns into RPE 8 for us. Maybe we only have 1 rep or 2 reps left in the tank at that point, and that's okay. All right, if we're having an off day, we're still getting the work in as an RPE 8. Okay, so again, that's about 2 reps left in the tank, about 80% zone if you want to equate it to what you're working off of a 1 rep max. Still getting that feel for what we can handle. So we're going to start with setting our hands very simply. Where to position them, and I'm going to give you a basic rundown, and we'll talk a little bit more about the perfecting the bottom position as we go into the pressing phase. But for right now, I'm going to set you into a good default position of where to put your hands for now as we continue to work through the takeout phase. And we have another 3-step process for the takeout. All right, I love breaking things down into steps. Very easy to learn. Hopefully you felt that way during the takeout. We have this, step 1, step 2, step 3. We got this again, all right? Just for the takeout phase. So, setting hands. For the average male, all right, you're probably going to be best off just putting your pinkies on the ring, okay? And this is just a default position. We're going to put our pinkies on the ring. Average male, all right, if you're broader shoulders, you're a bigger guy, you're somewhere higher 200s, low 300 pounds, maybe more, got these big old shoulders, all right, this is probably going to put you in a pretty close position if we want pinkies here. So if you're a bigger guy, you're probably going to want to go like middle finger, potentially even index for really big guys. But for the majority of you, just go pinky on the rings. That's going to be a good natural default position. That'll put us in a good bottom position as we continue to work through the takeout phase. If you're a female, right, usually less bone structure to your shoulders, okay, you're going to want to go thumb out from the smooth. That's going to be a really good starting position for most female benchers. Measure out with your thumb right here on the smooth. Measure out, grasp. That's going to put us in the same position every single time. That's why we're using rings and monuments on this bar to help measure where we are. If you're a huskier lady, all right, you've been training for a while, you got some good muscle mass to your shoulders, all right, your structure's a little bigger, you're probably going to be fine with the pinky on the ring. Okay, so that's just a general rundown on default positions with our hands. Just for right now in the bench school, we're going to talk a little bit more about where we ideally want to be later on. 3-step process to the takeout. Okay, step 1, bending the bar, all right, while it's in the rack. So we're not going to wait till that bar is out to start getting tight with it. All right, and what I mean by bend the bar, like this, I'm turning my pinkies right there, like a teacup, right, turning them down towards my feet. So you can see what happens. My elbows get turned in, my armpit closes off. You can see right there, I'm getting tight with that bar. It's like I'm opening a jar. All right, I'm doing that while it's in the rack, so I'm not going to wait again to get that bar out before I get tight with it. I want to already be tight with it. Step 1. Step 2, I'm going to think tricep extend to lockout. The most important thing we do with the takeout is take this bar out strong and locked out. We want to establish lockout early. All right, a lot of people will take that bar out and they stay bent. Why? Because it's cutting down range of motion. All right, you're trying to get away with it, taking that bar out, trying to create that short range. An experienced judge is going to call you out on it. All right, most times you're probably going to get away with it, but what does that do? That shifts tension where we don't want it. Triceps, potentially shoulders. We want to focus on lats. The takeout process is all about your back, all about using your lats. So step 1, bend the bar in the rack. Step 2, you can see I'm closed off here. What I'll do with lifters often, I'll put my, if I see this happen, I'll put my fingers here. I'll be like, bend that bar, bend that bar. All right, we shouldn't see open armpits. Right there. All right, bend that bar while it's in the rack. Step 1. Step 2, establish lockout as quick as you can. Obviously, you're going to have a handoff person, hopefully. All right, first thing, only thing you're thinking, bend that bar, and I'm going to tricep extend to lockout as soon as possible. I get that lift, locked out. Did it with my triceps, not my shoulders. Difference, shoulders is here, right? Not where we want to be. We don't want to be lifting with our shoulders. Triceps, I can close off a little bit better. I'm already in that kind of extended position. Triceps. And then third step, drag the bar the rest of the way. So just like a lat pullover motion, all right, if we had a band attached to this bar, I'm using my back to pull it. My back to pull it. So that's our 3-step process. One more time for you. Bend, tricep extend to lockout, and just drag the bar the rest of the way. So we're right over that point we want to touch. Okay, simple and easy. 3 steps. All right, focusing on that takeout process, that initial process, getting that bar out. Gonna make all the difference, guys. Setup, you work so hard at it, don't lose it on the takeout. All right, that's day 1. Moving on, day 2.